Hi, I'm Eric James. I'm going to show you the Kurzweil PC3x, their flagship model 88-note weighted key workstation. Now, the most important feature of any 88-note weighted keyboard is, of course, the pianos, how they sound and how the key bed feels when you play them. So, let's put it through the ringer with a Oscar Peterson exercise. So it sounds great, it feels great, there's no denying that. But not every song calls for a pop piano or a jazz piano. You know, you might need a sort of an old school honky blues piano, right? And what's great about these guys at Kurzweil is they name the pianos as such. So this patch is obviously a great choice for a blues setting, and they call it Blues Piano 1974. Doesn't get a lot better than that. What about a hip-hop piano? Okay, so there's tons of different piano sounds. All of them feel great being played on this key bed, which is the Fitar TP40. Maybe let's demonstrate one more. Now, this is one that the one program that the Kurzweil team made especially for Brian Wilson, his Smile record. And to me, it sounds like a ragtime piano on steroids. So let's do a little rag with it. Awesome. Okay, so the pianos sound great. What about the electric pianos? Here's a nice suitcase. Pretty. Here's another great thing about all these programs is that with one click of the info button, the screen will show you what all the controls do. So what the 9 faders over here do, plus any switch buttons, the pitch wheel, the mod wheel. So with one click, I know that the mod wheel controls the tremolo depth. So there it is. Now, what if I don't like the rate of the tremolo? Well, slider B controls the tremolo rate. So say I want something a little choppier, a little faster. Ah, I like that. So let's do this again. Maybe not for Al Green, but you get the point. Here's one of my favorite electric piano patches. It's called Duke's Dino Rhodes. I use it, obviously, for this tune. And on and on and on. But with one click of the switch button over here, I can disable the phaser, and it becomes a more usable patch. So, for instance... Okay, so the electric piano sound and feel great. The piano sound and feel great. We've already determined that. But what about the organs? Now, an 88-note weighted keyboard is not my first choice for heavy B3 playing. But look, if you're going to bring one keyboard to a gig, chances are you're going to have to play some organ. It's very tempting to play organ on the PC3X anyway, because the Leslie Sims are so good, especially the updated ones. Here's an example. So it feels great. It feels great to do these glissandos. So I don't know what kind of alchemy those guys are using at Kurzweil, but they've really built a board that feels great for piano work, for electric piano work, and Rhodes playing, organ playing. Okay, let me show you some synths. We've gone over all the keyboard instruments. What about synths? Well, if you're into this type of stuff, so the Kurzweil is very powerful. I mean, there's a lot of analog synth sounds, and besides having a dedicated analog slab synth, I think this is the best keyboard out there, the best digital instrument to replicate some of these leads and some of these pads. I mean, it just sounds great. Okay, so let me show you one of the setups that I use in my funk band here in New York City. We're called Atomic Funk Project. This funk band is particularly challenging not only as a music director, but as a keyboard player, because I have, one or two keyboards on every gig, and I have to cover maybe 5 or 6 keyboards at a time, especially for like the Michael Jackson stuff. Thriller, Off the Wall, that's heavy synthland. So for instance, this tune Rock With You. This is a great feature too, is the key bed has what's referred to as pressure, which means I can press a note, and then when I add a little bit of pressure, I get a vibrato, a nice, very realistic, natural vibrato, akin to maybe a woodwind instrument or what a vocalist would naturally do. And that's what we want out of our synths, is we want them to sing and be natural. So, right? Now we need strings. No problem, because I split. the Aggresso 2D string patch. It's really nice. I mean, it sounds like a string section on one of these old disco records. It's great. Okay, so we have that. Now, generally, I use my second Kurzweil for the Rhodes during the tune. But then we get to the bridge. And the bridge has, as you know, right? So what I've done is effectively a pretty simple split. I've used the bottom part of the keyboard for the bridge, right? The middle part of the keyboard for the lead, and up top the strings. And there's little stabs here and there all over the place with all those different instruments. So it just becomes a very intuitive instrument to use. I know exactly where these splits are and how they're broken up. Also, this is what we call setup mode, where you can do all your splits, layers, you can assign controls, anything in between. I really live in setup mode more than anything. And setups consist of one or more programs. Now, these programs that the guys at Kurzweil have come up with are so outstanding, so well thought out, that I rarely adjust or edit these programs. I mean, if anything, I'd say, I maybe take the reverb down a little bit for, live performance, maybe adjust the delay to fit the song, but all in all, I just keep the programs as they come because they sound great. And that's very important for me. I'm not one of these guys who likes to dig way into a synth and spend hours tweaking a patch. That's just not what I do, and I'd imagine it's not what most of us do out there. So props to Kurzweil for that. Okay, lastly, let me show you just something with the expression pedal here. All of this is assignable. It's so easy once you get to know this system. And I play this Gnarls Barkley tune a lot. It starts with nice synth ooze. Good. But now, for the chorus, I want to open it up into ah. So I have essentially assigned on my expression pedal the ooze going this way and the ahs going that way. So in other words, when I give it the gas on the expression pedal, it becomes ah, and oo gradually fades out, and vice versa. So, bringing the strings. And back to oo. Well, thanks for watching this video. Again, my name is Eric James. This has been a demo of the Kurzweil PC3x. I highly recommend it.